Of course, it's always a subjective idea whether the rooms are cold and empty and whether the exhibitions are boring or not, and I respect anybody's opinion that has that. I don't agree with it, and I simply don't think that an exhibition of Akram Zaatari talking about the war in Lebanon in 1982 in a way which is so personal and speaking from his heart is in any way boring. I find it quite shocking that you should think that such a topic and such a way of presenting his relationship to that topic is boring. Perhaps it's not directly concerned with the immediate environment of Eindhoven, but it's certainly something which is very important to our life today. So I think the idea of artists dealing with important topics, what we judge to be important topics, is something that we will continue to do. I think putting a Palestinian photograph of a Palestinian girl with a baby next to the Virgin Mary and a baby is something which it's difficult for me to understand why that's boring. It seems to be a very direct confrontation between two images of the same woman 2,000 years apart, and our relationship to those two photographs are radically different. Now, this seems to be something which causes us to think about our relationship to contemporary news events, but also to our personal relationship to a mother and child in a very direct way. So I would want to defend the idea that art is not something which you need to love like you need to love your partner. Art is something which you need to love because it brings you a completely different view on the world. The love that you have of art is the love of discovery, the love of being challenged, the love of perhaps finding something boring. But through continuing with that boredom, you actually find something else. We're not an entertainment centre. We're not a place which is going to satisfy you in the way that Mediamarkt in Eindhoven will satisfy you with the possibility to come and buy the latest technical gadget of your choice. That's simply not what a museum is. But nor is a museum something that wants to confirm a modernist idea of beauty by simply showing the old masters to confirm you in your tastes and confirm the Netherlands in its position as one of the most important countries in the world. Actually, a museum here is to understand the contemporary world. At least the Abbemuseum is here to try and understand the contemporary world. And that's sometimes a difficult world. It's sometimes a world that is boring. It's sometimes a world that is cold. And I think we have to accept the reality of those conditions before we can go much further in talking about the work of contemporary artists and what love for art might mean to them.